Greetings. This devotion is for the 22nd of July, and our text this day is from Matthew 12:15 through 21. When Jesus became aware of this, he departed. Many crowds followed him, and he cured all of them. And he ordered them not to make him known. This was to fulfill what had been spoken through the prophet Isaiah. Here is my servant whom I have chosen, my beloved, with whom my soul is well pleased. I will put my spirit upon him, and he will proclaim justice to the Gentiles. He will not wrangle or cry aloud, nor will anyone hear his voice in the streets. He will not break a bruised reed or quench a smoldering wick until he brings justice to victory. And in his name, the Gentiles will hope. So, before this text, Jesus, and this happened more than we like to know, I guess, but Jesus was being followed by the Pharisees. They were always trying to trap him, find a way to discredit him, try to draw the crowds away from him, all that kind of thing. Of course, they were feeling threatened by his message. Now, right before this, there are two events that we may be familiar with. One, they're walking along. It is the Sabbath day, but nevertheless, they're walking along. They're hungry. They pluck some wheat and they eat it. And the Pharisees kind of yell and say, "This is the Sabbath day. No work is allowed." And then Jesus comes across somebody with what the text calls a withered hand. And Jesus heals him. And again, it's the Sabbath day. Why are you doing things of that nature? So hence, then, as Jesus kind of did these things and kind of turned the tables on the Pharisees when they said he shouldn't have, then they plotted to kill him. So that's where it comes when the beginning of this text for today, when Jesus became aware of this, he departed. He kind of, he retreats. Now, what's interesting here is that this piece from Isaiah is quoted. Now, in Isaiah, and remember, Jesus' message was to the Jews. Everything was centered around God's chosen people, to the Jews. But in this text, it says that Jesus was also there to proclaim to the Gentiles. Now, really, what that meant was everybody who wasn't a Jew. This text opens very clearly Jesus' message for all people. Now, perhaps that sounds obvious, but I will say all too often, way too often, even in Christianity, there's an exclusiveness about it. If you are a believer, then. But this message says God's love, God's promise, God's caring have absolutely no limits. None. They are for all the people of Palmer, all the people of Bethlehem Township, all the people of Easton, all the people. Right? That's a joyful peace. Right? Our role isn't to judge who the message goes to. Our role is just simply to share the message. Enjoy it ourselves. Hear it ourselves. Bring it into ourselves. And share that with everybody we can get to. Join with me in a prayer attributed to Francis of Assisi. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. Where there is hatred, let us sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is discord, union. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. Grant that we may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Now, just a note, I never do this. I share that prayer with you because that prayer is a wonderful example of how we can go about sharing God's love. Amen.